Get back to your calls on the other side of the break. But Jaeger O'Meara, one of the fine young players in the competition, up there for the Gold Coast Suns, been good enough to join us on the show. G'day to you, Jaeger. Thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Mate, the spirit in the rooms and the atmosphere after that win on the weekend must have been outstanding. It must feel like you're part of something that's really starting to come of age.
Yeah, it's definitely the best win that I've been involved with the Suns so far. So hopefully there's a few more. And I think we're building something really special on the Gold Coast. So hopefully success is not too far around the corner for us.
Good morning, Jaeger. It's Tim here, and everyone's been talking about Gary Ablett's performance on Saturday night. It was unbelievable. As a midfielder, as a fellow midfielder, what has he taught you about the game? Yeah,
his performance was unbelievable, but that's not unusual for Gary, and he's just taught me to really have pride in my disposal, especially at training and things like that. And his attention to detail is amazing, and he's just a really professional athlete, so it comes as no surprise that he's performing the way that he is.
Jaeger, terrific win, well done, and congratulations on your season. You're one of the younger guns there with the Gold Coast. Tell us about two or three of the other young players there that you think have got really fine careers ahead of them.
I think Matty Shaw's flying under the radar a bit. He's probably one of the most underrated players at our club, so he's having a really good season. Obviously, Dion Presti has come on in leaps and bounds this year as well. He's playing some really consistent footy, and hopefully he continues to do that for us for the rest of the year.
Who's the midfield coach? So who do you answer to and get directions from through the week and match day?
We've got Matty Primus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell us about Jack Martin, because we keep hearing that Jack Martin's going to be the next superstar of the competition. Have you seen much of him, Jaeger?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to play a little bit of country footy against him when I was a 15-year-old. So, he's been tearing it up in the reserves, I think, and he'll be ready for round one next year, which is very exciting for us.
Did you feel ready to play last year, or did you need that extra year before you felt comfortable stepping into AFL-level football?
I probably didn't feel comfortable playing last year. I had to have adductor surgery and things like that. I only managed to play 6 games of knee footy, so right. My groins needed a rest, and I was fortunate enough to be at the club last year to get that rest.
And they're good now? Sorry, Wolsey, they're good now, Jaeger? There's no sort of ongoing issues with those?
Yeah, I haven't had problems with them since then, so I'm fortunate to have that surgery, yeah.
Playing in the midfield, you're on some of the best players in the competition, Jaeger. Who are a couple that stand out as being really top liners for you?
Travis Boak is one for me. He just worked really hard. I was given the opportunity to tag him, so I learned from him and learnt how hard he worked and how he led on the field. So that's something that I got out of his game, and he's probably one for me that's been a turning point in my season so far.
Well, Jaeger, we're going to put you under the pump now. Fast five. 5 questions. The first thing that comes to your mind in answering these questions. The first one is, who checks the best players in the paper to see if they're in it there at the Gold Coast Suns?
Luke Russell.
Who would be the first player to get their shirt off down at the beach?
Dave Swallow.
Who shouldn't take their shirt off down at the beach?
Danny Stanley.
What's the coach's favourite saying?
Tough one.
Okay, we'll park that. Who's the grumpiest bloke there at the Gold Coast Suns?
Campbell Brown, obviously.
and the tightest, stingiest teammate you've got?
Henry Shade.
Oh, excellent work. Hey, just before I let you go, you mentioned at the start of the interview the conditions up there, and we talk about it a lot down here, the difficulty that some clubs have adjusting. Is it significant? How big a factor do you think it is, and how hard is it for blokes coming from other parts of the country to adapt to the sort of conditions that they are greeted by up there?
It's just the humidity for me was a big thing when I got over here, so it's pretty hot still in WA, but just the humidity over here was the only change that it didn't take me too long to adapt. It was a bit different when we went up to Cairns because the humidity was even higher, so that's probably the major thing.
Hey, Jaeger, I made a very big statement about you a couple of weeks ago. That hasn't put any extra pressure on you, has it?
No, it hasn't. I think it was a bit of a silly statement, though, Timmy.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go. He's put you back in your place.
Well done.
I'm not having a dig at you.
Hey, you're already.
We love the way you play, Jaeger.
You can come on this show whenever you like if you're going to bring that sort of stuff to the table, Jaeger. We love a bit of a rebuke of Tim Watson from time to time. Hey, keep up the good work. Just go a little easy this week. Just pull back. You've had the big week this week against Collingwood. Just go somewhere between second and third gear next week against the Blue Baggers if you wouldn't mind. And then you can sort of refocus for the last 4 or 5 games of the year. That'd be terrific.
No, that won't be happening, mate.
Go on, Jaeger.
Keep up the good work. Jaeger O'Meara, what a young star of the competition he is. We're going to break.